mix running now, and it seems to be playing, so you get to hear us behind the scenes. Here we go.
The following program contains scenes and language of a frank and explicit nature. Viewer discretion is advised.
In 5, 4, 3, 2, live now.
I have the mix running now, and it seems to be playing, so
This is Mike
you get to
Trash
hear us
of Trash
behind the
Talking Radio.
scenes.
Coming to you from
The
the
following
Trash Talking
program
Radio
contains
Silver
scenes and
Studio.
language of a frank and explicit
Burbank,
nature.
California.
Viewer discretion is advised.
Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. We're here for you.
Live now.
I have the mix running now, and it seems to be playing, so
This is Mike
you get to
Trash
hear
of
us
Trash
behind the
Talking Radio.
scenes.
With my sidekick. Coming to you from
The
the
following
Trash Talking
program
Radio
contains
Silver
scenes and language of a frank and explicit nature. Viewer discretion is advised.
Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. We're here. All right, people. I'm sure you're tired of hearing this.
The mix running now, and it seems to be playing, so you get to hear us behind the scenes.
The following program contains scenes and language of a frank and explicit nature. Viewer discretion is advised.
All right, we're going to go back. We're going to We're here. All right, people.
The mix running now, and it seems to be playing, so you get to hear us behind the scenes.
The program contains scenes and language of a frank and explicit nature. Viewer discretion is advised.
All right, we're going to go back. We're here. All right, people.
The mix running now, and it seems to be playing, so you get to hear us behind the scenes.
So we'll do this one by one.
It contains scenes. Viewer discretion is advised.
This is Tesla. Logo on. This is me in my leather pants and my leather vest playing in Middletown, Pennsylvania in 2010. This is 12-ish, somewhere around there, and these were the last people that played. They shut down after that. Actually, they moved to another location in my leather. Still doing it. Doing what? Vest playing in Middletown, Pennsylvania.
It is. And I'm hearing it in the earbuds.
Okay, maybe that's. And now tell me if you see it as an issue. We should be good now, because I don't know how else to cut the volume. I'm showing everything in the red, which is what it's supposed to up there.
Well, now I'm hearing nothing.
How could you hear nothing?
I don't know.
It's-
Oh, wait a minute.
I was going to say you should.
Okay.
Okay.
Now it
Everything-
sounds. Now it's okay.
Okay, we should be good. Now, at this point, I've cut the volumes back on everything, and I turned Lenny off. I don't know why Lenny was picking the sound up. Oh, because
of
when
this.
Lenny was playing,
What?
because you were playing it here, and it was feeding back into the board, and that was causing the issue. So I cut Lenny off, so Lenny's done. That
Okay.
may have been the problem all along.
So we just can't use Lenny.
We can use Lenny, but not while you're listening. You'd have to mute this, and
But that's what I listen to for this.
right. But you don't listen to it 20. Like now, you could mute it because you're not listening to it.
Okay.
Not there, because we'll need your volume if we use one of your things. You would mute it here, wherever it is. There, yeah. Because then if you play something and we'll need your sound then.
Okay.
I got it now. Now it makes sense. Now it makes sense why they were saying it was horrible, and I didn't have to necessarily reboot. But
So I am
Notice-
the troublemaker.
notice that all those are red like they're supposed to be now. So booting, and you know, I was playing my game and how everybody was jerky in the game. That would make
Right.
sense. So it's good that I rebooted anyway. Anyway, this is all right. Next in the video genre stuff. All right, this is my car, my Tesla. Oops, wait a minute. There's my Tesla. I love my Tesla. That's not my Tesla. I actually stole that off. That's a picture of somebody else's Tesla, but mine looks just like that. And this was when we played a bowling alley in York, and as you can see, it was 2013. It was really a big place, and we could barely use our lights. Our lights were not nearly powerful enough to play this place. It got really foggy, and when it got foggy, it actually looks good in pictures, but you couldn't see us from the stage. And the stage was in the bowling alley, in the lanes. Well, we had like the 2 middle lanes or something like that, or 3 middle lanes, and there was a stage, and we were playing to the people. It was a concept that they were trying out to see if people would come to see a band and bowl.
Oh, cool.
It was an interesting idea, but they didn't. I mean, it was we got there, it was icy and stuff, and we didn't have a lot of people there because it was really bad weather. But it was fun. But the pictures looked really cool. And we did well, but because there weren't a lot of people there, we didn't make a lot of money. But it was fun. So
That does look like fun.
it really looks better in pictures than it does in the video, because the video, it was like all washed out because of the fact that you couldn't get our light. Our new light show should be better than that. But then this was a logo that was given to us by, I don't remember who, back in the day, in the early days of the show. It was made by one of our fans and sent to us.
Oh, cool.
And this was Pittsburgh, when I was there making my video for my trailer. I had a dressing room. And this is also from there. I was dressed up to the nines. And then this has a funny story. It was in Harrisburg, and I thought it was a funny thing. It says Keystone Sewing Machine Company.
Right.
And if you look on the wall, it says White Singer, $168. That's me. That's me from 19.
You are not $168.
Well, I was not. I didn't go for that, unfortunately. But well, I got more than that when I did the acting gig.
True.
And that's me with a full beard and my tuxedo jacket that I had specially made for me. But yeah, I thought that's funny because the thing we would drive by it and I would say, I got to get a picture of this because this is really funny. And this actually was probably, I'm going to say, let's see. I think this was probably, I'm going to guess, I think I was with Nancy then, so I'm going to say that Nancy took this picture, so it had to be when I was 25-ish. So she took this picture, and I just thought it was the funniest thing. Nobody else laughed but me, but I thought it was the funniest thing to do this White Singer.
Yeah,
for
I mean, it makes
$168.
sense now that I see it, because I don't think I've seen that picture before.
Well, that's one of my, I just remember that being funny to me, but nobody else found it funny, so anyway.
That's because they don't have your sense of humor.
This is me telling a referee he's doing a very good job and congratulating him for doing such a great job.
Do you remember where that was taken?
I believe that was taken at the strip club. This is me in Lansdale, Pennsylvania. It was a kind of a neat little club, but when we got there, they told us I couldn't bring my girlfriend in, and I said, well, if I can't bring her in, we're not going to play. And they said, well, you can bring her in, but it's going to cost you. And I said, no. I said, and I held tight, and they let me bring her in.
Wow.
So, it's funny. Of course, this is the Vital Vital jacket. This is Apathy, the band. This is Apathy. So Ken is here on the left. This is Jesse. He was a great guitarist, but he had a lot of personal problems. Me in the middle. And then the guy on the right side of me is Al. And Al Rott is his name.
Okay.
And he was rotten. He was the one that eventually broke the band up because he and I got into it a couple times. And it wasn't an ego thing in this particular band. It was him not liking my voice. And I listened to the recordings of us and he sang a couple songs. He was horrible. How could he ever say that to me? And lastly, the guy is Mike Nixon on the end. The thing about Mike Nixon is he didn't really know how to play, but Jesse taught him everything that he needed to know. And one time we got into playing, and he got mad, and he punched the wall and broke his hand. So you'd think that was pretty bad. That's pretty bad. And then one time we were playing at a place called River City Inn, back in, I don't know what year, 80, whatever it was, 84 or whatever. And he tripped in the back and broke his ankle. And so we had to sit him on a stand. He played for the rest of the night with a broken ankle.
Wow.
And didn't go to the hospital because he didn't know it was broken then. So, yeah. The band was a lot of fun, except Al caused a lot of problems. So he's not playing as far as I know anymore, and we are, Ken and I. But that's where I met Ken. I met Ken in that band.
Cool.
And let's see what we got next. Okay, and that's another picture. Now, I gotta say, everybody ask us. Gonna go back a little here. Notice this?
I can't see it. It's too far away.
Well, everybody asks what that is. Because it looks like a trophy, or it looks like it could be, it's something. They say it's something. What is it?
Looks like a beer bottle.
A lamp.
Oh.
It was just sitting in the place, and we decided it's controversial enough that we can wear it. We can do that. Nobody will know what it is, and that's exactly what it was. Nobody knew what it was. Just kind of funny that those things are funny to us at the time, and a lot of people ask us, "What is that?" And it was just a lamp without the bulb. And so, let's see. Hey, Richard, how you doing? Hey, Amy. What else we got? See, Richard and Amy. All right.
Amy left.
Oh, did she?
Yep.
Oh, no. I guess her loss. Or our loss. I don't know. Somebody's loss. Next picture was... Where is it? That's the same picture, just in a blue paper that we use for promo. There's a picture of Ken and me, best of friends. That's Jesse, and there's Al, and there's Nixon. And there's another picture of us. We actually wrote apathy on the wall. And we practiced at Mike Nixon's house, and his parents didn't object, so we were okay with it. But then there's the famous Is It Live Orgasm Band, Earth Moving Rock, because it was Earth Moving Rock. That was really... it was really just an obnoxious band. That's Animal. He was the troublemaker in this band. And, oh, by the way, full beard, long hair.
Wow.
Wish I had that hair now. Oh, man, I love that hair.
That doesn't even look like you.
That's me. That's me in my full color. And I wore a vest from a suit jacket there. And that's before I got fancy with my clothes. Anyway, there's Rich Butler. This is a guy named Race Car. He played for a band called Play That Funky Music Right. Play that funky music right.
And you know it's spelled the same forward and backwards?
Well, I can tell you that they're a Pittsburgh band, and he's from Pittsburgh. And he was the drummer for whoever that band is. Play that funky music right. Music and play that funky music too.
Wild Cherry.
Yeah, Wild Cherry. And this is Animal again. Animal's a midget. He wasn't a midget, just kidding. But I was a quite chunky person there. And I had really good hair. I longed for that hair. And as you notice, it was lighter too. Now, this is Animal, me, Rich, and Race Car again. These are the two girlfriends to... one of them was Animals and one of them was Race Cars, probably. Might have been his. But anyway, these girls were in a couple of our pictures. As you can see, we also had our own roadie, this guy here. This was this place that we did this these pictures at were the Penn State Capitol campus.
Okay.
Up in the dorms, or they're not dorms, they're little houses, and so we went up there, and we had the whole band set up there. It was great, and but anyway, this was Animal's best friend that was carrying the drum case, and by the way, notice that now this is 1982-ish, give or take. All we had was black and white film back then that we could afford for promo pictures. So it's kind of funny how it is now. Everything's digital, so you can get all these pictures for next to nothing, almost, well, really nothing. And back then we had to pay for pictures, and we had to all chip in and pay for these promo pictures. I have the only existing pictures, I think, left. And Rich Butler wants copies of them. But yeah, then we had another picture, and that's one where Animal put bunny ears in front of in top of race car's head. And then this is okay. So I had a drummer in the Mike Trash and the Barking Rats band that was an artist. He made this, I think.
Cool.
I think he was the one that did this. And that's me coming back from New York, where you were with me for that, because I think you took that picture.
No.
Yeah, you did.
No, I
You didn't take the.
No.
Well, then it must have been Jamie. I thought that was before her.
No.
All right, sorry. It was at McDonald's. I was talking to my friend Ronald McDonald, and as you can see, I was a little heavy there too. Then this is a girl who was choking on the rope, so I had to.
Do you know who that girl is?
I do, but I can't tell you off the top of my head because I know we ran into her all the time. Who was it?
She goes by Gabby. Oh, wait a minute. Gabby Gilbert.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah. All right, I was helping her helping save her life. Then it was me in that picture there. That's from 1991. I was coming back from Williamsburg, Virginia, and I had good hair there too. Oh, to have my hair back. That is down at Rambo's, and early Mike Trash with the sash. Then that's
That one I remember taking.
well, you took the other one too.
I didn't take the Ronald one.
The one before this.
Yes, yeah. But I definitely remember this one.
Yes, and that's Supreme Lee, great, and Irish. Was it Irish?
No.
What was his name?
You don't remember?
I know I do, but I can't.
C.J.
Yeah, but
O'Doyle.
didn't he go by the Irish something?
No.
Oh, I thought he did. Well, he has an Irish flag on. That picture, by the way, was the one that almost got us killed.
Yes.
Yeah. That's a picture that we
took the belts and left.
We took the belts from the
Puerto
owners,
Ricans.
the owners of the league, and everybody was really upset with us. I love that picture. I love that angle. I just love that. That was fun. That was made by you.
Yep.
I love that picture, and that was taken by you.
Yes.
And that one was my brothers, my two brothers, my two amigos. We were performing in Japan, and that's Japanese people in the background. But that's my little brother and my big brother, and that was us. I was managing them that night.
And what are you pointing at? Something on the ring post?
Yeah. I was pointing the top. The top one points to the big one, the big brother, and the bottom one points to the little brother. Hi, Debbie. And we're just looking at the intro video, and I'm explaining where the pictures came from. So if you just got here. That was, you don't know where that was from. That is a cool place. So I went to New Jersey to relax one week. And I was there, and we were just driving. We saw this this building. Now, this is a painting behind me.
Oh, wow.
This is a wall. It looks like it's 3D, right? It looks like I could
Yeah.
walk up to that car. There's no car there. This is a wall. This
Oh,
this
wow.
everything behind this thing behind my feet. And I said, I want a picture of the belt and this wall. And I got a bunch of pictures. I don't know if you've ever seen them, but I've got a bunch of pictures of this. And I love this picture. This was by the drummer of the Mike Trash and the Barking Rats band. He made that.
Cool.
This is Mike Trash and the Barking Rats. This is Wacky Waxman's, the guy that his girlfriend stole from the band.
Oh.
We did a lot of outdoor jobs in the early days of the band, and we would pass around collections, and we didn't make any money that night, and yet we saw money coming back, and somebody had money, and lots of money. So anyway, we had to fire him because of her. This is us. This is in Steelton. This billboard, and it was the Trash Clan.
Where in Steelton?
It's not there now.
Oh.
I can show you one of these days when we go by it, but we go
Okay.
by it every time we go from Ken's.
Okay.
When we go into Steelton, it's but it had this trash can, and we all decided that we were going to climb up on this billboard. And let me tell you something: those billboards are really high, and it doesn't look like it's really high from here, but it's really high. And by the way, notice the full beard, the hair. I miss it.
That was PT or BT before Trish.
That was
Way before
that was
Trish.
BP before Pam.
And Nancy.
No, Nancy was. Let's see, it depends. This was Nancy days. I
Okay.
was trying to decide if it was Nancy's. This had to be around 85 or 86. 84, 85. That's again from a party that we played. This, I want to redo this video, and I want to make this picture bigger. This is a dumpster, and I'm laying on the dumpster. Here I'm inside the dumpster. And I had this idea that we should take pictures of the dumpster and me. And
Is this one that Ashley hit?
oh no, she wasn't even born yet.
Oh, good.
No, she was nowhere around, but she probably would have if she had a chance. That's actually Middletown, by the way. That's it's between the ice cream place you like and the next traffic light.
Ice cream place I like in Middletown.
that has trash cans on it.
Oh, that one, the Twin
It's
Kiss.
between there and the next light. It was a car lot that isn't a car lot anymore.
Oh, okay. Well,
But
there's
it
a
was-
lot of businesses going out down there.
But that's the side of the road.
Okay.
So I'll remind me when we go down that way, and I'll show you sometime. And then this is a live concert. This is an outdoor concert. This is really cool. This white thing, you see the roof, the white thing?
Yeah.
That was my step van. I was living in that step van at the time.
Oh, wow.
So that was probably 82-ish. That's before I got the lung problem. And this was Gasm. This was... I'm sorry, this is the Barking Rats. This must have been after I had the lung surgery. So, yeah, that's right. Wow, I got my bands mixed up there. And there's a Mike Trash and Barking Rats poster from whatever year it was. And this was drawn by my drummer. He had a picture of me, him, Rich, and him, and Wacky Waxman that he drew of all of us. I just think that I love that picture. I also had good hair in that picture. And this was at a... Oh, this is a Mike Trash and Barking Rats. This was... It was one of two places. It was either the River City Inn or it was a place up in Lewisburg. Lewisburg? Which one's north of here?
They both are.
No, because one's Lewistown.
Lewistown is north,
I think it was Lewistown.
but so is Lewisburg.
Which one's down by where you used to live? Lewistown.
I go through Lewistown when I go to Center County.
Okay, it's not Lewis. Then it's okay. This
Then
is
it's probably
this might
Lewisburg.
be Lewistown then,
Oh.
because it was north of here, and it was a really nice club. And that's it. So there you go. If you ever wondered, which I doubt that anybody did, if you ever wondered where all those pictures came from, now I want to make a new one that has different pictures, or some of the same and some different ones. But that was one I had to throw together quickly because we needed a trailer with a new song, because I was tired of getting tagged using Van Halen's song. Now they'll probably tag me because I said Van Halen.
Probably.
But we haven't been tagged for a while, so looks like all the streams are working now. I wish that I knew how many listeners were at the mix, because I can't tell. I gotta get him to tell me how to do that again, because it's not working. Suck, because I really want it to work, because I always liked looking up there and seeing the people up there, and I thought, I wonder if any of those are Danny May. So who knows? Anyway, let's get to the show.
We can say they are.
Yeah. Let's get back to the show. Last thing we did was we talked about Rick Steiner and his son that's working for the Ravens.
Yes. So now I'll be able to cheer for the Ravens.
That's right. So, all right. There's some interesting things going on with the entertainment division of the world, but the most interesting things are the Lakers, the LA Lakers, got one of those loans that they gave to people to businesses that are in trouble because of the virus. But the Lakers, ended up doing their own fundraising campaign and gave the money back. So,
Cool.
Yeah, I think it's awesome. They got, it says here, Los Angeles Lakers have returned approximately, how much do you think they borrowed?
10,000.
Close, 4.6 million.
Oh. Close? Not a chance.
Yeah, it was close. But anyway, yeah, they got $4.5 million, and they gave it back. Now, here's the thing that's cool about that: they got their money from crowdfunding, and so that $4.6 million will go back into the pot for somebody else.
Cool.
Now, the thing I find really strange is that all these people, all these companies, when they're saying, "Oh, we'll have money to lend out," it's going to a lot of big people. That's not the only one that did this, and I'm going to explain who else was got one of these loans and didn't use their loan. I mean, it's good that they got their money, but I would think that someone like this probably could get by without the loan, and they did. I think it's really cool that they didn't keep the money when they could have. I mean, it was a loan that they
Right.
had to pay it back, but there's a lot of small businesses, real small businesses, that are going to go out of business because this whole situation with the coronavirus is here. And, I think it would be best to serve those people because they don't deserve to be going out of business. If I was a small business, I mean, think about how many businesses are going to survive, or how many are going to go under. If you're a restaurant and you don't do takeout, you're screwed.
Right.
And even if you do takeout, chances are that's only a small portion of your business, and you're not able to survive on what it is. I mean, I don't know how this is going to play out. This is going to be weird thinking about this, but it's kind of like a do-over for everybody, because you're going to have to do it over one way or the other, whether you want to or not. So, but yeah, the Lakers returned the loan. I thought that was pretty cool of them to do that, because somebody else could use the money more than other people. So, and then, this was interesting. Ricky the Dragon Steamboat underwent surgery. I didn't think anybody was doing surgeries. A friend of mine was supposed to have knee surgery yesterday. I think it was yesterday. That was Monday. I think yesterday she was supposed to have knee surgery, and they canceled it on her because of this corona thing. I'm surprised that he had surgery, because this was hip surgery.
Well, it could have been, like, depending on the area
That's
and
possible.
how many cases there are.
I didn't think of that, but yeah. Well, I mean,
I mean, if his, I don't think, it may not have been elective. It may have been something.
well, it was a hip surgery.
Oh, I don't know.
I mean, that maybe he couldn't walk, or I don't know. I don't know the situation, but the fact that he had hip surgery, that's pretty hefty. So, but yeah, I'm happy for him. I mean, there's nobody. I was really happy he did our show way back in the days, and he was a really classy guy for me, because a lot of these guys don't really. I mean, back then it was easier to get people than it is now, but there's so many radio shows now that everybody's fighting for the same thing. So, but yeah, it's good to know he is okay, and that's important to me. So, all right, let's paste this so people can read it. Let's see here. Go here. And we'll paste it. Oh, what's that? Oh, are those for reading? Those one Bill Cosby?
If you want, yes.
Well, I didn't read it, so I don't know what it says. I just saw Bill Cosby's name.
It says that Bill Cosby could be released because, from the coronavirus, but he would be released from prison and put under house arrest.
I would prefer that to a prison. So if you gave me a choice, I would say yes. Give it to me. Because who wants to be in prison?
Because they said that since he's considered to be legally blind,
Oh, yeah.
and he has to rely on others to get around, that puts him at a higher risk of contracting the virus.
Yeah, I didn't think of that.
And they are, they're just waiting to see what happens.
Okay. All right. Well, it's, I mean, it's horrible to think about what, there's so many things we don't even think about because there's so many things to think about
Yes.
that this flu is influenced. And, hi, Heidi. I want to have her on the show. I swear I do. I want to have her on the show. I see she does workout videos too, by the way. If you ever want to learn how to work out, you go to her video and it says she's live, and you can go to her video and work out with her. So that's kind of funny. That seems to be the way that, I mean, you got your Peloton or Peloton or whatever it is. Did you ever see the bicycle that you buy the bicycle and you work out with your trainer on a video?
Oh,
And
okay.
that's the in thing now. You got that, and then there's one that you put on the wall and they take you through weights and stuff like that. It's really kind of cool how that stuff's become pretty much, everybody looks for that stuff. It's one way, when people work out, they need to be motivated.
Right.
And to have a Peloton leader to help you, you're riding with a bunch of people in a room. It's kind of like they did the separation thing way back then, because Howard Stern does that.
I'm seriously thinking about doing this one.
What is it?
A Simply Fit board.
Oh, that's that one you were telling me about.
Mm-hmm.
Are you going to get the purple one, or the blue one, or the whatever she's carrying, orange one?
I was trying to decide if I wanted the purple one or the blue one.
You're more of a blue one.
Yeah, but purple's kind of cool.
Okay,
See, I don't know.
get one of each.
Yeah, I could do that.
How much are they?
$20 plus shipping and handling. Well, the first one, if you buy one, it's $19.99 plus $7 for shipping and handling. But if you buy one, you get the second one. All you have to do is pay a separate $10 shipping fee.
There you go.
So I might just do that.
$10 to ship those things?
Well,
can't be-
one is 7, the other one's 10.
That's stupid. They're trying to get your money.
So I actually might do that way. I can have one downstairs and one upstairs.
Oh, please. You're so lazy you can't even carry your board up and down the stairs. I see how it works.
I wouldn't say lazy.
I
I'd
do.
just say old because those steps are long.
I would say lazy. Old, lazy, old and lazy. Hey, I go up and down my stairs. I don't complain about it. Anyway, speaking of money issues, do you remember Paige?
Paige?
Yeah. That movie was about Paige's family.
Oh.
Remember that movie that we
No.
saw? Yeah, we saw. It was
The wrestling movie?
Yes, yes.
Yes, okay.
that The Rock funded. Well,
Yes.
Paige is ready to make you laugh and cry, according to the WWE Network. Paige is sending money to fans to help them out of the tough times brought on by the coronavirus.
Oh, wow.
So she was tweeting, and she was running across people that said they were having a hard time making it. She was saying, "How you doing?" And they're like, "I don't know what I'm going to do." And she said, "Well, send me your Venmo," and she sent them money. And
Wow.
there wasn't just one person; it was a bunch of them. Says here, there's no word on. Says here, there's no word on how much money Paige has sent, but one receipt, one person sent a picture of the groceries in her trunk that Paige paid for. Paige also responded to one fan who warned her not to fall for claims of people receiving, not to fall for claims as people are receiving stimulus checks. She wrote back, "Sure, some people got help, but some people didn't or haven't yet. Also, some have bills that pay out that they don't have any money." And so she just basically sent out money randomly to these different people that asked they weren't even asking for help. She just said how it says her thing says, "How's everyone doing at this point?" And then people would say, "What's the biggest struggle everyone's having right now?" And then she said, "What's your Venmo number?" So she sent these people money for nothing. And these people said, here's somebody that got it. "Just want to say thank you to Paige. I'm sitting here in tears at your generosity. It means a lot. It also still shows that there's hope and caring of some kind of some of the generous people out there. So thank you." And that's an older man, probably around my age. Here's a picture of the groceries that she said, "Thank you very much," and a picture of the groceries. She said, "I even had enough money to buy some extra pet food as well."
Wow.
And she didn't have to do that. Here's one, Kayla. I'm literally crying because she helped her.
That's awesome.
I just think it's really cool. She got criticism, but you know what? Let's see somebody else do something.
Right.
Let's see somebody else care about people they never met. They're just fans, and all of a sudden, these couple people, they probably all needed it. And I mean, there's a lot of things that I'm thinking about with how many people are out there that aren't working. There are a lot of people that are not working, and they don't know what to do. How you survive? If I had a job right now, or had a job, I probably would have lost it. They would have fired people like me that were making too much money because they would have wanted to pay less money for, as a business. I mean, businesses are looking for ways to cut corners. Well, the first people they're going to beat are the people that made more money. And after being there for 30 years, I was making pretty good money there.
Right.
So I'm glad I left when I did. It certainly would have been better than being afraid of where your next meal is going to come from, as many of these people are. You're lucky that you're working, and there's so far the people that I know, most of them are working from home, but there are some I know that aren't working from home, and it's scary. Also, YouTube versus Hulu versus live TV, or I'm sorry, YouTube TV versus Hulu live TV, which is better? And so you got YouTube subscription costs you about $50 a month. Hulu with live TV costs you $55 a month. But you probably get, looks like, oh wow, Hulu doesn't have AMC.
Nope.
But YouTube doesn't have A&E, so it's through here, and it says Boomerang is not available on YouTube TV, but it is on the other. CNBC World is not available on YouTube. I'm sorry, is available on YouTube. It's not available on Hulu. There are some differences, and what's best for you. You got to check out the different things. Now, oddly, okay, so these are live TV. Ah, that's interesting. I was thinking of streaming
Platforms.
as opposed to live TV. I didn't realize that Hulu had live TV. So, sounds like either one could be pretty good, because, I mean, you're still stuck with the live TV, you're stuck with a cable company or one of these two services. Like, Sling doesn't have live TV. So that's where these guys become powerful,
Right.
because they have live TV. But, I mean, it seems they have all the stations. I mean, I noticed that if I were to get one, I would have to
Buddy.
go to Hulu, because they have.
Buddy.
Oh no, wait! I'd have to go with YouTube, because they have AMC, and AMC
Buddy.
is important.
Come on. Get out of here.
So, well, I guess I got to tell you, I'm very disappointed by Kylie,
Why?
because she swears.
Huh?
Look at the look what she just said about the post about
Why do-
Cosby, Bill Cosby. You have to.
I don't
You have,
have
to go,
that.
you have to go to the actual article. She said F that.
Oh, that was probably her dad.
How do you know? How
Because
do
I know
How do
Kylie.
I know when it's him or her? I don't know. I think she has a potty mouth on her. So
It's 8:30.
she's up in her room. She's using her cell phone
She didn't have one.
that you know of. It's like prison. You don't know they have cell phones.
Well, hello.
Anyway, so there's your choice. Hulu with live TV is $55 a month. YouTube TV is $50 a month. They both have more or less the same channels. There's some differences here and there, but when it comes to the mainstream channels, they're going to have pretty much the same stuff. But check it out. I'll put the links for you guys as soon as I get there. Here we go. Oh, that didn't work. Hey, what it took me there? Why shouldn't it have taken me there? It take me there for the Facebook? Oh, it did take me there for the Facebook. Well, that's stupid. I can't put the links up there if it doesn't. I can do it the old-fashioned way. Before we had links that did things. I'll have basically the same stuff. It's just there's minor differences here and there that people have to look at to see what channels mean a lot more. Because if you're into politics, you might want this. If you have kids, you might want the other one. It's really hard to say. So I'm going to tweet this out for those playing along at home. All right, there we go. There we go. All right, there we go. Now, next, it's the entertainment division. But I had more entertainment stories. I bet you I do, and they aren't showing up because of. Oh, there's some more. Yeah, that's the. I'll check that out later. We'll have to do that later. That's okay. Delete that too. I said I'd delete that too. All right. Yeah, I think I had entertainment. I'll do the crimes because I only had one crime. World's dumbest criminals.
We're all wearing masks.
Gun used to rob Far South hot dog stand misfires, hitting the robber in the penis.
Oh,
Hitting the robber in the hot dog. So just said that. That's your thing. You ended up giving me that. Now, the thing that makes this article funny is the order of things that I see things. So you send me all kinds of articles, and I was reading it from the last one back. That's the way I usually do it, just because
right.
that's what I see. And I saw this, and I see the one right above it. You said, "Yay!" And I looked, and I thought, why would you be happy about this guy shooting his penis off? The article right above that. So, but this one's kind of sad. Whatever. Hey, if you rob a hot dog stand or rob anyone, you get what you get. You know, I have very, very little sympathy for someone that is going to be that stupid. And in fact, my friend Jen was practicing. Who knows? Practicing the robbery thing or the penis thing, maybe. She wanted to go shooting Saturday.
Yes.
2.5 hours later than she said.
Well, that's okay.
No, it's not okay. She should be, if she says 3, it should be 3. It should not be 4. It should not be 5. It should not be 5:30. There's a reason we make watches. And she had her watch on. She really...
No, she didn't. Her mom did.
Anyway, it was fun. I went shooting Sunday and...
Saturday.
Whatever. I went shooting someday. I said someday. Someday. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, because you saw something that you never thought you'd see.
A smart blonde?
Well, thank you.
Is that what you think? Anyway.
Yeah, smart blonde.
Robert was thrown. Was in the process of robbing a hot dog stand on the far side of Chicago. Sounds like a Jim Croce song.
Yeah.
It was the far side of Chicago. When he discharged his weapon on himself. The incident was reported November. Oh, this is 2017. Good finding that.
Well, you never know. It could happen in today's age. I mean,
No, he's smarter. To add flair to the poetic justice, the hot dog stand robber shot himself in the penis. Oh, man. Yeah, I guess
has he
it's...
recovered since then?
Who knows? Who cares? if he deserves it if he's trying to rob an individual like that. I have no sympathy for people who do that. So, just kind of weird. So, people that do that deserve what they get. Main show. We're talking here now on the main show. Going through this stuff like crazy. Let's see here. Oh, do you remember when you worked for the state and you had a parking pass and you paid for that parking pass? And you got to park in a special place and all that? Mm-hmm. What'd they charge you a month? Or a week?
It was a month. And Hilda and I together, I believe we paid $80 a month. But it kept going up because...
But let's say it's 100.
Okay.
You would still have to pay it now, even if with the virus. According to this newspaper, customers of Harrisburg Parking Garage still required to pay the monthly lease.
Wow.
Despite working from home.
Wow.
I would be so mad if I had to pay that. I would think that should be dropped right away. I don't understand. So, but according to the article, parking problem for drivers in downtown Harrisburg who still have to pay their monthly parking lease, even though they're working from home and aren't using the garage. That's nuts. They still would have to pay. Well, they're talking about $210 monthly bill for this particular person. Says she's worked in Harrisburg 4 years and has been working from home, and says those extraordinary times, management at the garage should be more understanding. I haven't been parking there since March 11th due to the coronavirus and Wolf's stay-at-home order, Even though she's been staying away, she recently found out that her lease is still due. She called, it says, after seeing the story at the Attorney General's office cracking down on closed gyms, still trying to collect memberships. Oh, I didn't even think of that. Yeah, you'd be stuck paying gym fees and stuff, too. Wow. And it says here, what made me reach
I would
out to you?
just cancel the whole thing. Well, if you can, I mean, it's
Yeah,
a
well,
lease.
the thing is, you can't. It says here, what made me reach out to you is because I thought, well, I thought it would only be fair if they would either reduce the rate or give the credit for the months that we weren't in there. The garage management said, at this point, we're not making any exceptions to the policy. The policy signed by each monthly customer states that canceling requires 30 days notice and no account can be canceled in the middle of a month. So you're really stuck because the earliest she could cancel would be May 30th, 31st.
Wow.
So, and the thing is, if you cancel it, they have the option to sell your spot. So if you don't want to lose your spot, you got to pay. That is just horrible. I mean, you take a look at other businesses, like, for instance, that if you owned a computer store, you had to close the store. That's a business. And so, yeah, I kind of think that is crappy that they actually still expect the people to pay.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, I think it takes a lot of. I don't think anybody should have to pay anything at this point, but I mean, obviously, that's just my opinion. Where's it at? There it is. Okay. Yeah, just really. I'd be furious if that were me. But what are you going to do? You can't. I mean, if they aren't required to shut down, and a lot of times that's automated, right?
Yes.
So they don't even have to shut down because it's automated, I guess. I don't know. That's really weird. And you know, it's funny because all these people, like, well, I don't know, think of Paige helping other people. Well, guess what? This place isn't going to help other people. So for every page, there's a jerk out there that's going to make sure they make their money. So $210 a month. Jeez.
Mm-hmm.
SpaceX says why SpaceX will probably put people in space before Boeing. I guess Boeing is going to try to race them or something. It says on December 2019, Boeing flubbed one of its most important missions ever. The test flight in question aimed to send an uncrewed CST-10 Starliner to International Space Station and back, laying the groundwork for a crewed mission to carry honest-to-goodness astronauts into space earlier this year. Well, that was, yeah, it says April 19th, 2020. Okay, it says here, unfortunately, a computer glitch on the spacecraft to fire Starliner's engines at the correct time. As a result, the Starliner never made it to ISS. And in return, land ignominiously, never heard that word, back to Earth. So it says last week Boeing finally agreed at a cost of $410 million it will refly the uncrewed orbital flight test, probably in October or November of this year. So it's interesting. I remember when we were kids, they used to roll in the TVs and we got to watch the launches and all that stuff. Now it's like, oh, there was a launch? Okay. You know, it's kind of funny when you think about it. But, yeah. U.S. to resume manned space launches Well, it's supposed to be next. Oh, it's still next month. After 9 years. So SpaceX will be the first private company to launch people into orbit on May 27th. The first. That's a big deal. SpaceX is owned by Elon Musk, so it's not owned by the government, and so that's a pretty cool thing. I'm excited about that. So I was never a big thing on the space missions because of the cost, but somebody's got the money to throw away. It says here, this is from last week. Lyrid meteor shower peaks on Wednesday. So there was a image of 2020's first meteor shower. The first meteor shower of spring, known as lighted meteor shower, will present a night of sky watching beginning on Sunday. That was April 21st, so that would be 27th. So that would have. Oh, actually, that was just that was just this past Sunday. So it says here there hasn't been a meteor shower to light up the sky since early January, and this one will be visible around the globe. Unlike 2019, the waning moon will allow a better light of these meteor showers. So I think it's kind of cool. I like them now more than when I was a kid. So I have a hard time taking a meteor shower because it hurts.
Of course.
When things hit you.
And I'm afraid of the dark.
Well, you could see it. You wouldn't have to worry about it being dark. It would be there. You could see it. Amy Sue's back. I don't know when she came back, but she came back. There we go. And I hope that the sound is better now for those of you.
She did say earlier that it was.
Yeah, I had to reboot everything. Sadly. And I should have figured that out when my zombies were skipping and they were going from space to space without walking between it. They were like warping into the different areas. So I guess that should have told me to fix it. So every once in a while, I gotta reboot the system. It just is just the way it works around here. This is really obnoxiously. This angers me. Okay. And up front, I'm not going to say that I believe in anything particular because what I believe in is what I believe in. However, I don't believe in this. Pastor defends asking the congregants to donate their stimulus checks. Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, but everybody that gets these stimulus checks probably need their stimulus checks. I mean, not everybody, but a lot of people need that check. Did you need yours?
Yes.
Okay. And does your neighbor need his?
Well, I don't know.
He probably does.
But there are some people that the way they believe is that you are supposed to donate a portion of your income
Portion's
to
fine.
the church.
Okay, that's fine.
Okay. However, some people feel like they are being led to donate.
It's an idiot like this pastor.
No, wait a minute. I'm going to stand on this one.
You can stand all you want, but you're wrong.
Because I have...
Where is he? What are you doing back there? You're coming out of the closet. Hey, buddy.
I have a friend who is a pastor. He was the pastor of the church that my parents go to. Okay. He now he was transferred to the Hughesville church. Okay. Somebody in the Hughesville congregation also donated their entire stimulus check to the church.
Okay, I see. I don't have a problem with it if you don't need the money, and you want to throw it away, or you want to give it to somebody, or you want to give it to the homeless, or you want to give it to your church, whatever it is. If you don't need it, like a pastor saying, "Hey, we need it more than you do."
I don't know that they said it that way. It was probably...
He said it. His request for followers to donate their stimulus checks to the church. That is exactly what it says. And as far as I'm concerned, I think
it could have been just like
I'd like to see
like
the church,
a radio commercial. Hey, if you don't need it, give it to us. We can use it. Help the church. Help us help the community.
I think the church should help the community and say, we'll help you by making sure Bob over here has food to eat and all this other stuff.
And that's probably what he was going for.
Because
Somebody
we know you're living on your stimulus check, so we'll help you with that.
Yes, and that's probably what it's coming down to, because
I don't buy that the church.
But how are
really cares about that.
how are those food pantries going to fill those orders?
If he's expecting his to work and now he can't work and is getting a stimulus check for who knows, that's a one-time deal.
I heard there's another one
We'll
coming
see.
in May.
We'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see. I'm not going to believe any of that until I see it. But anyway, I think the pastor is really wrong for asking that. If he says, if you don't need it, the church could use it, okay, that's all right.
It's
But-
probably just the way he said it.
I think he should have just kept his mouth shut. We have a second answer to the Bill Cosby thing, and it's exactly the same as the first. So we're keeping track of the Bill Cosby post. I kind of was really angered about that stimulus thing. Okay. This is interesting. 8 of the 10...
Oh, jeez.
What do you think the reason they were banned for? 8 of the 10.
Religious.
Indirectly.
Okay.
According to an article, 8 of the 10 most banned books challenged LGBTQ content.
Wow.
For instance, let me see it. I know it's here somewhere. Wait, did we break it down by... No, we didn't break it down by that. Doggone it. It says nearly 600 books spanning varieties of genres and reading levels were targeted for censorship that attempts at libraries, schools, and universities last year. 8 of the 10 books made the American Library Association's most challenged books, and they list shared common denominator, LGBTQ content. The latest ranking marks the 4th consecutive year that books with lesbian, gay, bisexual, composed of at least half the list, which included the association, which is included in the association's annual State of the American Libraries report. Books with LGBTQ characters and themes have been regularly among the most challenged. It says here the trend dates back to the 90s when Nancy Garden's Annie on My Mind was banned from the school in Texas, and we've seen an increase of organized efforts to pull these books from the schools. The Library Association reported 17% increase of these books, and this year marked the first time that Daniel Hack's Prince and Knight, a children's book that features a gay fairy tale wedding, appeared on the list. Because it says here that he was inspired to write the book, which title in a partnership between the LGBTQ media advocacy organization, GLAAD, and the children's book publisher Little Bee Books, because he wanted to show LGBTQ children that they are capable of being brave heroes and just as worthy as anyone of being in love. So, I think it's censorship, and I think that it's probably But you know, it's funny. Back in, do you remember Three's Company?
Yes, one of my favorite shows.
And do you remember how controversial it was because Jack pretended to be gay
Yes.
and he wasn't gay?
Right.
And that was a big deal back then because there was nothing else like it. And what was the TV show that Will and Grace that they revived? Because,
Okay. I don't
Will,
remember that. I mean, I never watched that one.
I think Will was gay and Grace.
Okay.
But I mean, those were few and far between, but they were groundbreaking. And but things like I Am Jazz, it says here. There's I guess a book, I Am Jazz, A Day in the Life of Marlon Bundo, and also it says here Jessica Harthel and Jazz Jennings of I Am Jazz, Raina Tel Jamir drama, and Jill Twiss of A Day in the Life of Marlon Bundo have made repeated appearances on the list. All three feature gay and transgender characters that have been among the top 10 most challenged books since 2016. So, now this is a library. This isn't a religious building or anything like that. This is libraries. So, it says, in arguing for the removal of these books from school and library shelves, and libraries should not put books in a child's hand that require discussion. Well, I don't know. I think that people that read Romeo and Juliet require discussion.
Yeah.
That seems like a double standard there. And says here, and they expressed concerns that such books are designed to pollute the morals of its readers. There's nothing immoral about someone being an LGBTQ character. It's not everybody's cup of tea, but nobody says it's. I don't think you can say that's immoral. I mean, you can say it, but I don't believe that's the case. Anyway, some of the books that are included are unreal. The Handmaid's Tale, J.K. Rowling's Harry Potter series,
Wow.
and through American Library Association says they were targeted for vulgarity and sexual undertones and depict respectively both feature gay characters. Harry Potter. I gotta say though, okay, so I'm thinking about TV shows again. Walking Dead. Do you think there's any gay people in that?
Probably.
Very outwardly gay. One of the most famous or one of the most popular characters was a guy named Jesus in that, and he was gay. He was a tough guy too. He was pretty tough. Aaron, who's on Walking Dead, is also gay. They also have females that are gay on that show. They would hate that show. They would really have a field day with that show. How about Modern Family? That show has all kinds of gay people in there.
Oh, Poppy.
New Amsterdam, the medical show.
Right.
The psychiatrist is gay in that one, and
Order has a gay psychiatrist.
yeah, I mean it's just unbelievable that in today's world we're all worried about that. I think that it's prejudice if we're going to be against the gay community. And that's one thing. I mean, we've talked about transgender people all the time. I don't even want to go down that road because they just never will be. Actually, Orange is the New Black, there were plenty of things going on there because that was an all-girl prison. Mm-hmm. And let me tell you, there was a transgender in there, and there was all kinds of lesbianism going on there. Go Orange is the New Black. Yeah. I love that show. Not for that reason. I thought it was really well written. But, just kind of think it's bizarre that in 2020 we have issues with this.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah, so I don't know. People are just so stupid. I hate people. That's why I like social distancing. I don't have to deal with them. All right, next thing. I really was angry about that. Crude oil is back above $1 a barrel. $1 a barrel? No, I think it's $1 a gallon. Yeah. Oil prices are still crashing. Global stock market hurting. I'm seeing some recovery in the stock market, by the way, and I'm definitely feeling some relief, although I'm still scared for my stocks. And but it's going to be all right. So it says here, oil prices are still crashing after a stunning collapse Monday that saw U.S. crude futures plunging below zero for the first time in history. The pain in oil markets is carrying over to stocks, with Asian and European indexes and U.S. stock fixtures all in the red Tuesday. This is from April 21st. This is from last week. But it's just, that scares me that gas prices are that low. What'd you pay this week?
$1.09.
Wait a minute, that's with the
That's
gas
with bonus
okay.
points, yeah.
Well, okay, I just wanted to make sure. Didn't I get free gas at one time, a long time ago? I think it was like, wow, I got free gas. And I didn't have to eat weird stuff to get it. So.
Yeah, because it was $1.89, and then we had 80 cents off.
Wow. That's wow. American Airlines. Boy, I'll tell you what, I wouldn't want to be an airline right now.
Yeah, me neither.
American Airlines says, okay, open the, there we go. Nope, go with, okay, skip the ad, that's what I'm going to do. Here we go.
On Monday that it'll likely report a $2.1 billion quarterly pre-tax loss.
Can you imagine what was it? It was $2.1 billion pre-tax loss.
Wow.
That's just unbelievable. But what can they do? I mean, nobody's going to get in a plane, and even if they are flying, they aren't going to have any people that want to fly. I'd be afraid to fly, because you're not going to get any much closer than next to somebody's seat.
Right.
And yeah, I saw that and I was like, wow, that's wild to think about.
United Airlines warned Monday
That's a
that
really
it'll likely
low
report
volume.
a $2.1 billion quarterly pre-tax loss.
That's
The
just
worldwide
unbelievable.
health crisis has eviscerated global demand for travel. United is taking over $1 billion in special charges, mainly from losses in Latin America. It had partnered with a Colombian firm on a carrier, Avianca, which hasn't been flying since late March amid shutdowns in two main
I can't even
hubs.
imagine anybody
United
staying
also wrote down
afloat with
investments in a Brazilian
flights and
airline
stuff like that.
$50 million
But I guess
impairment
some
charge
people
on
are using them,
China.
man. I don't know.
The carrier disclosed Monday it plans to borrow as much as $4.5 billion from the Treasury Department. That would be in addition to the $5 billion it's set to get from a separate government payroll support.
That's unbelievable.
Like that payroll
That
aid,
scares me.
Loan terms allow the feds to purchase United shares at a set price, meant to give taxpayers a chance to profit if the airline shares drop more than 3% Monday morning.
That's amazing. I really am scared. I'm glad it's the whole world that's like this, because at least we don't have to feel like we're the only ones. I mean, like if our creditors, which is probably China, is a big creditor of ours, and if they're hurting and we're hurting, hey, you can't get it from us. We don't have it. But wow, I thought about that kind of stuff. Facebook, the innovator, is sometimes behind the eight ball. Sometimes they're a little late in doing things. They were a little late to Twitch. In other words, they saw Twitch and they probably said, oh, this is never going to be anywhere. Well, Facebook reveals gaming app to rival Twitch and YouTube. So now Facebook is launching a dedicated gaming app that you can, earlier than before, in an attempt to grow its presence in the online gaming world. So you could get your whatever games you play on there.
Right.
They weren't like the Twitch stuff, the first-person shooters. They were just basically turn-based things for a lot of those. And they're now going to try to play catch-up, and they're going to try to make a Facebook gaming app system that will allow you to do things like on Twitch and like on YouTube. But YouTube, basically Twitch was launched as a gaming platform. And other people like us are using it for something other than what they expect it to be used for. But it says here, Facebook has said accelerated launch on its direct response to the COVID lockdown. The app allows users to follow high-profile gamers, watch live gaming streams, and leave comments without interacting with the rest of Facebook. So they're actually keeping it separate but yet the same in what they're going to do with it. It also lets gamers broadcast their own smartphone screen. So while Facebook remains the largest social network on the planet, it has struggled to compete against dominant players such as Twitch and YouTube when it comes to games and streaming of esports. That's a big thing. There's a lot of people that's what they do, is watch other people play games. To me, okay, I'll watch a little bit because I want to see how it. Like I look some of the games Unkilled. I look for some of the screen, some of the levels, since there's no instructions anywhere
Right.
to figure out how to beat the level. But for the most part, I don't do it. I did watch one guy play one of the shooting games because he wasn't that good, and he kept getting shot down, and I thought it was kind of funny because that's how I would be too. I would be shot down all the time. But the thing is, today's kids don't watch TV. They watch Twitch. They watch YouTube.
Instagram.
Yeah, they are all about the videos that are on those things. So that's what they're into. And I got to tell you that the guy I watch on Scams, I watch him practically every day for hours at a time because I find it very interesting that these scammers are out there, and it's to me very fascinating that that they continue to try to scam people. So this guy that basically he does scam baiting. He tries to get the scammers to scam him, and I find that fascinating because they go by scripts. They actually read scripts, and if you go off that script, they don't know what to do. If they're asking you this, and you come back and hit them up with this, and that, it messes them up.
Well, look about that phone call that you got today. That was one that you're like, "Are you a robot?" And all at once, it was.
Yeah, that's because a lot of the times the person is a robot, and they don't tell you that, but if they listen for certain things on the phone, and if one of those things, like someone says, "Are you a robot?" I've had a thing where I said, "Are you a robot?" and they always say, "That's the first time anybody's ever asked me that," and then they continue with their script. So, but yeah, it's nuts. It's crazy that those people are out there, and there's always scammers wherever you are. There's scammers, and they try to get your money somehow. Mm-hmm. So, I think it's sad that other countries think we are so wealthy. They think that that we are doing so well and we won't miss it.
Well, maybe to them we are.
Oh, I'm sure we are.
Like if you would take and you earn our money here and then you send it back to whatever your home country is, it could be worth more. You're making them rich back there. Maybe.
I'm not sure. Hey, Jonathan. It's possible. I mean, it's amazing to me that this kind of stuff happens. Then you have the where's it at here? Oh, yeah. Should I do that first? Let's do that since I'm talking about scammers. A friend of mine called me and asked me about this email they got.
Right.
And let's see here. Let's see if I can find it. They got it from a scammer, actually.
Wow.
And trying to page down these stupid things. Okay, here it is. Oh, that's you. Oh yeah, you're a scammer. I know you. Anyway, this is the scam that that my friend got, and it says, "I don't know you. Blah 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 is your password. I require your full attention for the upcoming 24 hours, or I will make sure you live out your guilt for the rest of your existence."
Oh, brother.
I'm serious. Then he says, "Hello. You don't know me personally. However, I know just about everything regarding you. Your present Facebook contact list, your phone contacts, along with all your online activity in your computer from the previous 118 days. I wonder where they came up with 118. And this includes your self-pleasure video footage, which brings me to the main motive of why I'm rating you this particular mail, why I'm writing this particular mail to you. Well, the last time you went to the porn pages, my spyware ended up being triggered inside your computer, which ended up documenting an AI catching video clip of your masturbation play simply by activating your cam. You got a really unusual taste, by the way. LOL. Well, this is not. I mean, this is. I got a few things I want to say about this when I get it done. It may be your friend, co-workers, boss, mother and father. I don't know. My system will randomly... oh, wait a minute. I'm sorry. I skipped a part. I got the complete recording. If perhaps you feel I'm fooling around, simply reply proof, and I will be forwarding this particular recording randomly to 12 people you recognize. It may be your friend, your co-workers, boss, mother, and father. I don't know. My system will randomly choose those contacts. That means this person's pretty good about doing random stuff, I guess. However, it does not have to be this path. I would like to make you a one-time, non-negotiable offer. Get $2,000 USD in Bitcoin and send it to the below address. And then and it says, if you do not understand how to blah 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 blah. It says here, if you send out this donation, why don't we just call it that? Immediately after that, I will go away for good and never contact you again. I will erase everything I have got in relation to you. You may very well carry on living your ordinary day-to-day lifestyle with absolutely no concern.
Yeah.
You got one day to do so. Your time will start as quickly as you read this email. I've got an special program code that will tell me as soon as you go through this email. So don't attempt to act smart. Now, first things first.
The English is awful.
Well, yeah, it's probably not an American. Chances are it's probably Indian or Nigerian. Now, the things I found out about this, or I see in this email, first off, it's a bulk email.
Right.
I mean, the basically where he said hello, that's all standard regardless. It's one email. The top part is what they customize a little bit because they never once say the person's name. They say, the whole way through this. Second off, if say for instance this was true, this guy got this information and could do this, what would stop him after you send him the $2,000 from doing it again? From telling you, I still have this stuff, send me another $2,000.
Right.
And he could keep doing it. However, he doesn't have any idea who he sent this to. He He doesn't know this person. He doesn't have any of this stuff because this person's computers their computers would show with their antivirus and their protection software that there was an infection in their system, because if he had it for 118 days,
Right.
that's a long time to have it. So it's just a generic something somebody sent.
Somebody
And
being a jerk.
you know, I told him, I would probably go back and say, screw you. But then I say, I said, just ignore it, because nobody's going to get anything.
Right. I mean, it's just crazy that even with the situation that we are in now with the economy,
Sure.
that somebody has to try and do
But
this
again-
to make it worse.
But the thing is, this person, the people in these foreign countries look at Americans as being all wealthy, every one of them. But this one here isn't targeting a specific person. This one was, somehow they got this email address and they just sent it to this email address. This is an email address this person doesn't even use.
Wow.
And so I don't know where they got it, but somewhere down the road they got this old email address, and I just think it's really sad that people are looking to try to exploit people. I mean, as if life isn't difficult enough on every day. Then we got this virus thing going on, and then we got this idiot that decides he's going to try to blackmail you, or he or she is going to try to blackmail you. I would love to see him try. I'd love to. I tried to reassure this person they have nothing to worry about.
Right.
There's nothing in this that tells me that they have a clue who this is. His mother, or their mother and father. They're going to send it to their mother and father. Well, they'd have to dig the father up. And I just think it's sad that there's people like this out there.
Mm-hmm.
But this is the thing that I'm trying to say is, don't cave to this kind of stuff because someone threatens to do this kind of stuff. There are people doing scams every single day. This one person I had, the poor girl, she was just minding her own business, not being any rude person or anything, and this person took pictures off her Facebook and matched them up with naked pictures of a woman. Without, you couldn't see their face, but but their basic body structure and everything,
Right.
and said that if this person didn't send them gift cards of, I don't remember how much, it was like $400 or something like that, they were gonna send them out to all the people on their Facebook and to their job and to their family members, because they knew who the family members were supposedly. And I said, look, what you do is you just report them to Facebook.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, they'll be knocked off and they'll come back as another name, but just be a little more careful who you approve. So the kind of scams are really sad that these people think that they're gonna, and they probably do get money. They probably have people that are panicking and, oh no, what happens if this goes out there? The worst case scenario, someone sends naked videos of someone. It happens. It's not worth getting all upset about. It's, if it happens, there's nothing you can do about it if indeed it happened. But I
Right.
guarantee it didn't, because their computer's not infected. So it's just bizarre. I don't know. There's all kinds of people out there, and it just is sad that they have to be criminals like this. So, Pentagon recently released a video, an official UFO video. What do you think of that?
Wow.
All our lives we were told there are no UFOs. Well, UFOs, there's always UFOs because it's just an unidentified flying object. If you threw something across the wall and they couldn't identify it, that's a UFO. But anyway, this picture, it says here, the Pentagon released 3 unclassified videos Monday taken by Navy pilots of unidentified aerial phenomena. Well, that would be a UAP, and a UAP. A step that comes years after progress reports towards government transparency around unidentified flying objects. You know, I don't know. What do you think? Do you think there are people or things from other planets coming here? I mean, there's been years and years of people about Area 51 and all that stuff. I don't know. I don't buy it. I guess I don't buy it because I think we're the only beings out there. I know that's, some people really hate that answer. Some people say, well, there's got to be someone else out there. I don't know. The videos were first published by the New York Times in 2017, showing moving oblong objects racing through the sky, and a pilot in one video yelling, "Look at that, dude! It's rotating." The Pentagon, which previously confirmed the veracity of the videos in 2019, said it formally released the video footage after a thorough review, determined the videos do not reveal any sensitive information, and to clear up any misconceptions by the public about whether or not the footage has been real. I don't know. I don't really know. I don't buy it. Because by now, I mean, we're 2020.
Right.
We should know. We should know if there's a little green man, you know.
Marvin the Martian.
Oh, I want to tell you about that then next. In fact, maybe I'll tell you about that now. I saw a commercial for what channel was it? HBO Plus,
Okay.
which is coming out. HBO Max, I think they call it. And HBO Max has brand new, never seen before Bugs Bunny stuff coming out. That to me was so exciting. They showed some of it. They showed little clips of it. I thought, oh man, I used to love Bugs Bunny. And it's the old style Bugs Bunny where he's a smart aleck. It was great. I want to see this really bad now. And it's launching the end of next month. So I'm looking forward to seeing what that's all about. But to me, that would be fun to see some new Bugs Bunny stuff. Not this generic stuff, but it looked like the stuff I used to watch as a kid. So anyway, and actually along with the, where did I put it? I guess I wonder if I can get it from you, because I sent it to you. I sent
What?
the UFO stuff. There's somebody on Facebook. Yeah, there it is. Somebody on Facebook Marketplace. Here it is. Seller's description: testing water, selling my salvaged UFO. Got family, so I need something bigger. Had previous owner, but I don't know what happened to him. Was a junker found in the woods. Has an all-electric motor with 2-year supply of battery life. Body is metallic with titanium. And it says brand new LED lights all around. Comes in strobes and 15 different colors. Asking a $6 million firm amount. No trades. Oh, and it comes with an R. Kelly CD, like the 2006. I don't know. It's stuck. Can't get it out. So that would be cool. I want one. Only $6 million.
Only.
Yeah, it's more than I got. But I just started laughing because that comes in with the article. So now the Pentagon officially said that it might be maybe real. So now I feel like I could buy that because it's not fake.
All right, well, I think I'm going to scoot out of here.
All right.
So,
I'll do this by myself.
it's only half an hour.
It's only a half hour. It's only a half hour to you, but it's 30 minutes to me.
Yes.
30.
But some of us
6
have
minutes.
to work tomorrow.
I'm here before you are.
Just because you live here.
So, anyway, all right, I'll do this without you then. Anyway, all right, let's see what we got here. It says public companies Public companies took far more small business loans than first thought. Here's the latest tally. So they were offering, these business loans for these small businesses that are not going to survive if they don't get them. With this shutdown and everybody not being able to work, so they have here, even with the small business relief program, it's set to reopen Monday with fresh funding. The full extent of the public companies that tapped the emergency facility is now becoming clear. More than 245 public companies applied for at least $905 million from the government program. That's a lot of money. That's a freaking lot of. That's almost $1 billion being having to come out of somebody else's pocket. This includes $126 million for 3 public companies affiliated with Texas hoteler Monty Bennett. One of those firms, Ashley Hospitality Trust, applied for $76 million in 117 separate loans. That's just unreal. You see, the thing that scares me is that all these companies are going to be getting these, except the little guys that can't afford it. They can't afford, the money's not going to be there for them. So, what's going to happen to these companies? What's going to happen to all the mom and pops that are not going to be able to survive because of what's going on? It says amid pressure, 15 companies have returned $116 million to the Paycheck Protection Program so far. So, to me, it's really scary to think that this is going on, but, what are we going to do? Now, there's another, let's see, where is it? There was another company, I think, where is it? Okay, we know that the LA Lakers returned their money. There was another company that returned their money too. Let me check here and see if it's on the other. Let's see here. Somewhere around here I put. Maybe I didn't. Well, I guess I didn't put it in here. I thought there was something. I thought I did do another one. There was another company that did do that, and I can't remember the name of it. Let's see here. What was it? The small business loans. Let's see here. There was another company that returned their loan, and it was quite a big loan, and I can't remember who it was off the top of my head, so that's what I'm looking here. I thought I put it in my notes. Returned. It was a restaurant, I think. Let's see here. Oh, here it is. Yeah. Nope, that's not it either. Where is it? Nope, that's not what it was. Where is it? Small business returned. Okay. Trying to find access. There's government. There's. Okay. Oh wow, there's a bunch of them here. Nathan's Famous returns 1.2 million. Then it says here 14 public companies say they will return small business coronavirus loans. I didn't know there were that many, but that's good. I really think that those kind of companies are the ones that I would actually be more apt to do business with, because they're not taking advantage of the system. So, yeah, here we go. Among those, let's see here, only a tiny fraction of the publicly traded companies that got coronavirus loans meant for small businesses have pledged to give them back. It says here, 14 firms received a combined $106.8 million through the Federal Paycheck Protection Program, which was meant to help Main Street merchants. See, that's the problem. The wrong people are getting this money. And said they would return the loans as late as Monday afternoon, according to the regulatory filings compiled by DataNet, blah, blah, blah. That suggests that many of the 234 public companies that received the so-called PPP funds will keep them. And it says here, among those refusing to return the funds are Lindblad Expeditions, a New York-based cruise operator with a 250 million market cap and more than 300 million in revenue. The company has 650 workers and said it will keep the $6.6 million loan received, and they haven't laid off any workers despite that it halted all new trips. Those returning funds would be AutoNation, the world's largest, biggest car dealership, which won $77 million in paycheck loans. AutoNation's loans were not part of the 14 included in the analysis. That's because AutoNation applied through individual dealerships that employed more than 500 people. The company, which had more than $21 billion in revenue last year, said that it applied for on the behalf of more than its 7,000 furloughed employees. 5 big restaurant chains are also returning the so-called PPP loans that they received, even though each employ more than 1,000 people, according to Fact Squared. The Ruth's Hospitality Group, the company behind Ruth's Chris, has pledged to return its 2 loans, $20 million, while sit-down chain J. Alexander's will return $15.1 million, and fast casual chain Shake Shack, that's the one I was thinking of. Fast casual chain Shake Shack and Potbelly Sandwich Shop will be giving back $10 million, and California-based Cura Sushi is returning $5.9 million. Some of the lesser-known healthcare and biotechnology companies are also returning their loans. Among them, Wave Life Sciences, which got $7.2 million, weeks after disclosing hefty losses and telling investors that it could be many years before it had many products ready to sell. The other companies returning the loans, IDT Corporation will be returning $10 million, Hallmark Financial Services $8.3 million, Aquestive Therapeutics $4.8 million, Optinose $4.4 million, Ultralife Corporation $3.4 million, Ballantine Strong $3.1 million, BK Technologies $2.1 million, and BioLife Solutions $2.1 million. Scores of public companies snagged of at least $882 million in loans as the program burned through its initial $341 billion. That's just unreal. It's just very unreal. And I really feel sad for the smaller companies because they aren't getting a chance at this money. The big companies are gobbling all that money up, and so they don't even have a chance to try to claim any of it. So, I don't know. It's going to be interesting to see how companies survive this mess, because it's not getting any easier for anybody. But the small companies, the mom and pa's, man, I hate to see all their companies that are dying out. Verizon, AT&T, and Comcast extend no late fee termination policies through June 30th. That's the kind of stuff we need. We need to see people or creditors work with you and try to find a solution that works for everybody. So it's interesting. Verizon, the nation's largest wireless company, said Monday it extended its offers not to terminate service nor late charge fees to customers who are struggling with their monthly bills because of the virus. Competitors AT&T and Comcast said they would also extend through June 30th. They were originally slated to end mid-May. So, yeah, it's amazing. Those companies are looking out for the little guy. So, Comcast even actually decided to waive the data cap at least till June 30th. So you could be late on your Comcast and still be able to get your data cap. So, oh boy, it's kind of scary. You know, I just don't see how this country's going to survive with all the companies going out of business. And I know that's a negative way to look at it, but I just don't see how, unless you're a big company, and even the big companies are hurting, how are you going to make it? It's a scary thought. We've never had a situation in our history of having to deal with something like this, of catastrophic size. So, how would you like the perfect pickup? Everybody's looking for the perfect pickup. Well, here's your perfect pickup for sale. It says, now first off, I don't know that I find this the perfect pickup, but for the sake of argument, let's say it is the perfect pickup. And how much would the perfect pickup be? If you could buy any pickup truck in the world right now, it would be this amazing 1983 Jeep J10 pickup for sale at Bring a Trailer. Everything from color to the engine to the transmission to the little things like the mirrors. It's all perfect. As you may know, I'm a proud owner of a 85 Jeep 10. I actually have a 2000 Jeep. And a vehicle that is everything I've wanted in a truck. It's got a bench seat, a manual transmission, a reliable and easy to work inline 6 4-wheel drive, manual locking hubs, a stamped tailgate, and even a gun rack. I don't even hunt. The vehicle is my automotive soulmate, but that doesn't mean I can't appreciate other pickups. This brown 1983 J10, for example, looks incredible. So it improves upon the J10 a number of ways. Obviously, it's not as rusty. Oh, wait a minute. Hold on here. I missed something. Vehicles, yeah, okay. I love old vehicles, and certainly you got to think, well, what makes this special? I'm trying to see here. Wow, that J10 is auctioning off at $19,000. That's obscene. This guy paid $3,500 for his and probably threw another $2,000 into it over the years. I would never pay that for a car like that. That's just me. I believe in being a little more frugal than that. I would love a 1940 pickup. Yeah, I don't know. I remember my dad driving this old stake truck when I was a kid, and we used to ride on the back. Didn't have seat belts, didn't have any kind of thing. There was a stake truck. It just had stakes in the back, and we would stand up and ride, and the wind would hit our face. And couldn't do that nowadays, but boy, I remember that truck. And it had to be in the 40s, I would imagine. But I loved that truck just because it had a little bit of my childhood in it, and I just think it would be kind of cool. I wonder what it's worth today. because that thing was in running shape and everything when my dad got rid of it. I was mad when he got rid of it too, because I would have loved to have had it, but it was too big. It wasn't like a car; it was a stake truck. It was just, it was bigger than a regular pickup or whatever. But I just loved it because I grew up riding in it, and I would love to have that. But anyway, let's see. All right, New Jersey New Jersey School District temporarily halts the use of Zoom after hackers stream porn and racial language. Racial language. I've heard that this. I've used this program when I did my one audition via, home audition. It's a pretty cool program. It allows you to have various people on and various cameras on here. And I understood, I had read somewhere that there was security issues on it. So I guess this is the first in the showing of the security issues hitting a school. A hacker showed inappropriate content during a New Jersey School Days class conducted on Zoom. The online video conference service has soared in popularity, and it says here the district said that it will halt using Zoom while they investigate the school or investigate this issue. In a letter to the school community, Superintendent of Schools Joe Langowski said that the hacker gained access to the school session. Once inside the Zoom meeting, the hacker proceeded to show pornographic images and used racist language. The incident was estimated to have lasted 15 seconds. Langowski said a teacher and a co-host were monitoring the meetings and entered the hacker's session immediately and proceeded to notify members of the school district's administration. Now, I think the weird thing about it is that you have to sign in and you have to have an account number and all that stuff to sign into the Zoom thing. So, I mean, it was probably an inside job. So, but what a way to increase your stock value. They were in the right place at the right time when this thing all hit, because everybody was looking for a way to continue their classes and stuff. And now, of course, there's always somebody to screw it up for the rest of the people. There's always somebody that decided that their little joke is funny enough that they're going to, ruin the whole class thing. So, Zoom classrooms are a bit more open, if you will. They don't have to be, though. They could lock them down, and they should have locked it down, because then they'd know who that person is that was messing around with them. They'd know who the perpetrator is if they had it locked down by a password of something. I got this. This is a cool Tesla ad, and little by little, you know me, I like Tesla stuff. But they have a really cool ad that they're running. I've never seen a Tesla ad run, but I'd like to see this ad. What you doing down there? This is the ad that Tesla's running right now.
Imagine
Imagine.
a car with instant power.
Imagine, if you will.
A car that just plugs in. A car that drives itself. A car that gets updates over the air. A car that's safer. A car that you'll love.
And I got to tell you, everything everything this ad said so far is true. You do love. It doesn't self-drive yet. I know they want you to believe that it does, but it doesn't fully self-drive. It does drive, but it doesn't fully self-drive. I think it's the greatest car known to man.
This is Tesla.
This is a great commercial. It shows all the Teslas. What an awesome car. I'm anxious to see the tractor trailer, see what it does. Hey, what are you doing up? Melanie, you should be in bed right now. That commercial was an awesome commercial for Tesla, and I think what a freaking good car that is. It's just so much fun, and for those of you that haven't experienced one, you really can't imagine how cool it is until you have a chance to play with one. But yeah, it's a very, very cool commercial. So I don't know if it'll sell any cars, but you know, most of the cars are sold by word of mouth. You know, people talk about them and everybody gets interested, because you can buy a Tesla, a good Tesla, for $30,000 to $40,000, and the Model 3 is you know, a pretty loaded car. With the best battery it has, is probably 40 to 45, and considering that you won't have to buy gas again, it'll pay for itself. But it's a pretty cool thing. So, do they have vanity mirrors for the front seat? They do not have vanity mirrors for the front seat, because most people that ride in a Tesla already know how good they look, and they, you know, basically can. They don't want to be distracted by their looks, because they all know that they'd be staring at themselves the whole time during the journey. Now, when it becomes full self-driving, that'll be important to put the mirrors back. But, you know, that's the way it is. This thing is kind of weird. Tesla's working on a pay-as-you-go subscription for its self-driving package. Now, the self-driving package is an expensive package. I can tell you, I'm not really into doing a pay-per-go thing unless it's really cheap. I mean, like, I don't have to have a full self-driving everywhere I go, but if I could have it, say, let's say I took six journeys a year, and it cost me $10 per time to drive, or even $20. I may go for that subscription thing, because they want like $7,000 for the full self-driving package. That's a lot of money. It's really actually $4,000 for the full self-driving for me, because I own the car, and then it costs that costs about $4,000. But if the pay-as-you-go subscription is done right, I would do that, just because then I don't have to come up with that kind of money out of pocket, and if you don't use it, you don't pay, unless they're talking about a monthly thing. Then that would be a different situation. But that's it says pay as you go. I don't know if that means per month, or if that means let's see if it says we're working on pay as you go for full self-driving. It doesn't. Let's see here. It says here, I think I read it. Yeah, in here it says here they're selling it for the package is $7,000 for full self-driving. I can get it for $4,000. I just think it's a lot of money, and Yeah, it doesn't really say how they're talking about. It says there's code for pay-as-you-go subscription plan already in the vehicle. So they've actually planned this for some time to do it like this. And I don't know that a lot of people are going to end up wanting this full self-driving for $7,000. That's a lot. That's more than some people would spend on a car. So I don't know. I guess we got to wait to see what exactly pay-as-you-go means. If it's pay per trip, or pay per month, or pay per year, that would make, and the thing is, I leased my car, so I wouldn't want to spend a lot of money on something like that, knowing that my lease is coming up. So it'd be interesting to see how that, how they really want to portray that, because I don't know. I would pay it if it was a reasonable yearly or trip per trip. If it is one of the options, I would pay that if it was one of those. Power walls, which I have in my house, I collect the sun and put it in a big old battery, and then at nighttime the battery is powering my house. It says here the power wall becomes extremely hard to get due to increased demand on the battery pack incentive. Now I think I'm supposed to get 30% back. It cost $27,000 for me to install that. So Tesla Powerwall appears to be backordered in several markets. For me, it took a year to get mine installed. I paid was it $500 or $1,000 or something like that? And I think a year later, it was actually in August of last year, they installed it. So it took them a year to get that freaking battery installed. I actually got 3 batteries. Says it has accelerated the energy storage production deployment over the last year, deploying 1.6 gigahertz of storage capacity. Oh, here we are. Here's the rebates. Fully subscribed. Okay. It says a rebate of $5,800 per Powerwall. That's actually better than what I thought it was going to be. That would mean I'd get $18,000 back. That can't be right. I don't know what we're talking about. Yeah, it looks like we're talking about the same Powerwall. That's the same Powerwall as I got. Well, I'll be happy with that. Fully subscribed. Okay. I'm going to have to take a closer look. I didn't do my taxes yet. I started my taxes and I got all confused about some of the things that are going on. Programs helped increase the demand for the Powerwalls and other home energy storage devices. Tesla's been installing Powerwalls with solar roof installations, also increasing the demand for solar roof tile. Powerwall buyers have access to federal tax incentives. That's what I'm thinking of, and that's the thing. I think it's at 30%, if I'm not mistaken. Several third-party solar instructors can install the Powerwalls. I think I had mine installed by Solar World or whatever that is that Tesla owns, and they did a good job. They did actually a very good job. They took that thing apart and they put all this new equipment in on the outside of my house, and they put the Powerwalls in the basement, and I think it's awesome. I love it. Saves me a lot of money when it comes, especially summertime. Summertime, I have practically no electric bill, and that's with the air conditioning and everything going full crank. So it's kind of cool. But yeah, let's see here. I'll have to let you all know what I did get in the Powerwall world when my incentives come, because I don't really know how they're going to do all that, because I didn't make enough money to give me too much money, I don't think. But hey, I'll take it. Let's see here. I think I talked about these before. Oh. You know, we talk about toilet paper hoarding, and Tesla Y versus the Model 3 in toilet paper hoarding. Which one can we get more toilet paper in? Can we get it in the Y, or can we get it in the 3? That's the big question of the day. I am a sad, one of the sad people that have suffered from toilet deficiencies.
Okay, before we hop inside a Midnight Metallic Silver Model Y, let's look at the white one and a red one. And you'll notice all of these have this black strip along the rear bumper, wrapped around the wheel well, and even along the door sill on the bottom. And all those combined make it look like a more beefier car, higher ride height, etc. But it maintains a pretty low center of gravity, not as low as the Model 3. Okay, let's go inside. Yeah, it definitely feels bigger than the Model 3. The seats are much higher. So that's one of the benefits of having a higher roof line. You can have these Model 3 seats put on riser, throw it in the Model Y, and it's easier to get in and out of. But since it's on risers, it doesn't mean that you necessarily get more headroom. I haven't compared side by side, but it's probably about the same. Also, the screen is the same. The 15-inch display is the same on the Model 3 and the Model Y. Much of the interior of the Model...
Okay, get on with the toilet paper part.
But you do get wireless chargers in the front. One's plugged into the USB-C cable on the left, and then you have the regular USB-A on the right. You also have a 12-volt cigarette lighter adapter, just like the Model 3. I think you might have to be careful you don't damage the back of the seat there.
Okay, are we going to get on with this?
I can't. Too much, or the rear seat forward too much.
Okay, we're looking here. I want to get into the toilet paper part.
I mean, that's better than Model 3. It's kind of like the Model X. Okay, let's see.
I'm going to skip ahead here. There's the adapters.
And the 110.
Where's the toilet paper part? Oh, here we go.
3 miles an hour. The Model Y has a deeper cubby. This is really nice. You can fit 2 suitcases in there. And it actually has another cubby, really small.
Okay, here we go.
You can tell a little bit here. Okay, but how much can you fit in each of these vehicles? All right, let's compare.
Okay, here we go. Toilet paper.
Toilet paper. You can never have too much toilet paper these days, especially when you go traveling. The one thing that got my heart pumping and really excited about the Model Y was the incredible...
Is this false advertising or what?
They said in the Model Y retail. Actually, on the website it says even 68. That's crazy.
Here we go.
We're talking
1, 2, 3, 4.
4.5 times the 15 cubic feet that they claim for the Model 3. Model 3 still on their website says 15 cubic feet. I just couldn't see it. So I had to use the toilet paper method. Some people use tape measures. I use toilet paper. And you know, it's really surprising. The Model Y had roughly 24.8 cubic feet in the back with the seats folded up, the rear seats. The front around 4.5 cubic feet. So that's 29.3 cubic feet. But let's fold down the back seats or just shove stuff in the back seats. That would add another 28 or so cubic feet. So that brings the grand total to 57.3. Not quite 60 or 68. So I measured or approximated the cubic foot by where you would put your feet. And assuming you put some stuff there, I don't know who else measures that, but that would add another roughly 6 cubic feet. So that brings the total to 63.3 cubic feet. Model 3, on the other hand, I measured it. It's supposed to have 15 cubic feet. Now with the seats folded up, it has roughly 18.8 in the back. If you take the little cover off the cubby, you use that, you know, everything we're doing with Model Y, that's, you know, 18.8 plus the front 2.3, so that brings it to 21.1. That's far above what Elon claimed. But of course, when he came up with the 15 cubic feet, he was anti-selling the Model 3 at that time. He was trying to dissuade people from buying it because the Model S and Model X were available and had higher profit margins than the virtual Model 3 that wasn't out yet. The website still says 15. So then I measured the rear seat in the Model 3, and that adds another 22. So if you go front, trunk, cubbies, back seat, Model 3 is around 43.1 cubic feet using the toilet paper and tape measure method. And Model Y, I'm not going to count that floor space. Model Y 57.3. That is not 4.5 times as much. Let me know if you think that's shocking. I was shocked.
Now, the Model Y is the SUV version, and the Model 3 is the car version. So, there you go. There's the information. Looks like the Model Y won for more room for toilet paper than the 3. So, sounds like they're... I'll tell you what, I do like the 3. I almost bought a 3 until I ended up buying my X. And, anyway. Alright, it's time to go. Looks like it's time to see what it's all about. We had a good show this week, even though I had to restart the show because of
The
weird
following
things.
program.
But we'll see you next week. And as always, remember, I want to thank you for showing up, and I'll talk to you next week. So, till next week.
Contains scenes and language of a frank and explicit nature. Viewer discretion is advised.
In 5, 4, 3, 2.